Oh, what's up? How's everyone doing? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin. And as always, I'm joined by Perry.
Good morning, Justin. You have no idea how many times I had to swipe left to find you.
I really don't, because I shouldn't be there.
Yeah, me neither. Happily married. Happily married.
My wife is going to kill me.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. Man, we're in week 2, and I love week 2 because it humbles me every year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I know everything. I can't be wrong on anything. And then it turns out I am wrong on everything.
Yeah, but are you wrong? Or are you overreacting?
That's a good point. Yeah, and we'll talk about some of those today. Good segue, Perry.
Yeah, dang. Dude, I know. We've been doing this a little while. I'm starting to figure it out.
I'm going to start. I didn't do a jersey giveaway last month, and I feel bad. So,
wow. I've never done one, so.
So I'm going to do 2 this month. I just found a box downstairs I had not even opened that had multiple jerseys in it. So, but I'm gonna do it a little bit differently this month. So you go to clockmanagement.football, and there's a part to sign up with your email. Just sign up there, and it gives me the ability to email you instead of trying to find people in the comments that sometimes never come back to the comments. So you just put your email in there, and it enters you for a giveaway for a jersey. And the great thing about that is it doesn't enter you once. It enters you for every month going forward. So you could always win a jersey. So that's awesome. I'll put out who those jerseys are on Twitter probably later today, because I already forgot which jerseys were in that box. One of them is Calvin Ridley. So that's pretty awesome.
Okay, so we do know that at least one is relevant.
Yeah, they're both relevant. Well, all of them were relevant, I remember. I was excited when I opened the box.
Perfect.
What's in the box?
It's really hard for me not to spoil that.
We have waiver wire pickups and then some news, because it is week 1. So obviously some crucial injuries happen because it's football, happens every week. It's horrible. Hate to see it, but hey, it happens.
Do you feel like injuries in the last 3 seasons have become more relevant? I mean, more prevalent, not relevant.
Prevalent. I think more reported.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what's going on. And maybe more cautious.
Players are more willing to come forward when they have injuries now, too.
Right. And I think teams are more willing to put them on that, 3-week IR.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, though, as a fantasy player.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's get straight into it. So I'll go through some of the news, or these players that got injured. We just got a couple on the list that I wrote down real quick. First, we got Fitzmagic suffered a hip injury, out at least 8 weeks, maybe the rest of the season.
Hip subluxation.
Maybe the rest of the career.
Hip subluxation, which you never, ever hear about in the NFL. That is a injury that happens in nursing homes. That's not a joke. That's a literal quote from my wife, who works in nursing homes.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, Joel.
Yes. And that's from the Twitterverse.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. So, and they said that the x-rays came back good for him,
thank goodness.
It's not something crazy, but I do worry that this might be the last we see Fitzmagic.
It might be. It might be. I think it depends on how bad Heineke plays, because
or good. Yeah. Let's live on the positive side of the world, Perry.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, if he plays poorly, then we might see Fitzmagic here at the end of the season, because they're saying that he could be back. But if he plays really well, that'd be awesome. I mean,
but start of a career.
Yeah,
sadly, an end of another.
With that injury, I'm just going to say I'm not overreacting on Terry McLaurin or Antonio Gibson. I'm still playing both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a downtick though in production.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I lowered McLaurin in my rest of season rankings, but I'm rolling him out there if I own him.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't got to go into the running backs for this yet, but because we will later. But Raheem Mostert out 8 weeks with chip cartilage in his knee. He just can't stay on the field. That seems to be a trend in San Francisco running backs, though.
I think he's somebody that will not be a 49er, at least guaranteed next season.
I don't know. They seem to like this one in their running back core. Maybe they bring him back, or maybe they go find another running back who plays less than 4 weeks a year.
It's ridiculous.
Michael Gallup has a calf strain. He's out for 3 weeks on that short IR you were speaking of.
Yeah, push CeeDee Lamb up even higher.
Yeah, I'm going to put CeeDee Lamb on my waiver wire.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way you're sitting CeeDee Lamb now.
Right? Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah. I probably wasn't anyway, but now I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say our Amari Cooper CeeDee Lamb bet. That's a tight bet. Buddy.
It just got spicy now.
It was spicy that whole game.
Yeah, but now it's even spicier because now it's like they're the only two that
I know. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, Jerry Jeudy.
High ankle sprain, out 4 to 8 weeks.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, I've seen reports that say 4 to 6 weeks. The initial report I saw said, or shortly after, said 4 to 8 or 6 to 8 weeks. So that's why I put 4 to 8. I tend to believe that 6 to 8 because when I saw that thing, that was brutal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Honestly, the fact that he's playing again this season is like great news because it was ugly.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Man, when I saw the replay of it, I'm like worried that he's done for the season, maybe career. And then like a report comes on my phone. I'm like, high ankle sprain? What? Yeah. But that's all the injuries I put down on here. I don't think I missed any major ones.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now I got some week 1 overreactions. I just want your opinion. Are these overreactions or are these legit? All right. First one, Zeke is washed up.
That's an overreaction.
Okay. You still think he's got it? Round 1 running back?
Yeah. Round 1 running back. Number 5 overall. Probably not. I don't want to overreact, right? But he's a round 1 running back for sure. Do not sell Zeke unless you are getting basically 5th overall value for him. He played the best run defense in the NFL, possibly one of the best run defenses of all time. And I think by design, they didn't give him the ball, right? They didn't have a chance to win if they just gave Zeke the ball 20 times.
And they were missing 2 offensive linemen, so Zeke just replaced one of them.
Yeah, Zach Martin is back now. So Zeke will be fine. Do not overreact on Zeke, please.
All right. Gronk is back.
Gronk's back.
I know. It's scary.
Yeah, Gronk's back. Don't expect, in our league.
Brady shared the fountain of youth with them.
Right. In our league, he scored 29 points. Obviously, don't expect that every week. But Gronk, probably, other than Travis Kelce, has the highest chance of scoring a touchdown week to week.
Yeah. Brady just loves throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is the wide receiver 1 for the Buccaneers.
That's an overreaction. Antonio Brown is very good. He'll threaten for wide receiver 2 on that team, but a lot of people are really excited about that. But don't forget, Chris Godwin had a really nice game as well and led the team in targets.
Yeah,
Chris Godwin is the number 1.
And receiver. Mike Evans was shadowed by the best cornerback on the team. So Tom Brady's a pretty smart guy. So he decided, I have 2 other elite pass catchers I can throw the ball to constantly.
Right. Yeah. Chris Godwin's the number 1 target on that team. Mike Evans is still probably number 2. But Antonio Brown is a really nice flex play.
Yeah. Joel distracted me with this comment. What about Waller is the number 1 pass catcher on that team. Oh, he's talking about with Waller catching a touchdown after Kelce. Yeah, I would say Waller's probably above Gronk in that because
I would say most of Waller's production this season is going to just come from yards and catches. I see that there's a real world where Gronkowski has more touchdowns this season than Waller, but Waller will have far more receptions and far more yards. And better option, obviously.
I forgot. I should know this, but because I tweeted it out last night. But the amount of targets, 19 targets. That's crazy.
But he he just barely made it into the end zone, right, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So
mind blowing.
Yeah.
All right. The next one. Thank you. Got some coffee here.
Oh, me too, buddy.
All right. So next one, Aaron Rodgers has been kidnapped and replaced with a Whole Foods cashier.
Not an overreaction. But I heard that Aaron Rodgers escaped the Whole Foods holding room and will be back next week.
I also posted a thing from the time I superimposed him on one of the Loki variants. And I'm like, this was not Aaron Rodgers. This was an Aaron Rodgers variant. We need to get the TVA out here immediately. Little Marvel joke.
No, it was bad.
It was hilarious. Did you see the picture?
You're overreacting on that joke.
No.
Next.
All right, next one. Do we hit the panic button on Iuke?
No. I think there's a report coming out of a nagging hamstring injury, which meant he was just not used. I would like to hear more about that this week from Shanahan and from the team, so I could decide if I'm going to start him this coming week. But he's obviously not going to score 0 points every week. Yeah.
It's weird though, because he was on their injury report Monday,
right,
and then he wasn't on their injury report anymore. That's the part that threw me off.
Right.
And then, I mean, also the Sermon healthy scratch, they said is because he is slow learning the offense. But we'll see. Okay,
we'll talk about him.
Yeah, Carlos Hyde is the running back one in Jacksonville. He had 9 carries compared to J. Rob's 1 carry.
Yeah, that was weird as well. I feel like throwing the ball 50 plus times was more of like a gift to Trevor Lawrence for his first NFL game.
Shouldn't that have benefited J. Rob more?
You mean in terms of getting running back targets?
Yeah, because Carlos Hyde is not a pass catching back by any means.
Yeah, I have no idea what Urban Meyer's trying to do down there. Obviously, I don't even think they should have drafted Travis Etienne.
Well, so, let's start with the Carlos Hyde one, because my next one is pertaining to Urban Meyer.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think that is an exact overreaction, because that team obviously isn't in love with J-Rob.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I don't drop J-Rob, but I mean, if you have a better option to start, you might want to do it.
Yeah, but be very concerned.
Yeah.
All right, Urban Meyer can't coach in the NFL.
That's an overreaction. We don't know that yet.
Okay, I've been seeing people talk about how long till he's fired already.
That's crazy.
I completely agree. But all of these are things I've heard people say in the last couple days.
I will say that a lot of coaches come up from college and fail, though. So
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, but he hasn't had the opportunity. Like, give him a chance.
Right. Don't worry. He will go back to college and be like the highest paid coach in college. So
yeah, set new records there. Mm-hmm. Do you have any players you want to take a week 1 victory lap on? That you can think of? I kind of cheated and wrote one down ahead of time.
Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I drafted them both in a lot of leagues, and they were both fantastic. Jalen Hurts looked really, really good.
I got a running back one, and shout out to Joel for sniping him in our main league. David Montgomery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Look good. He has, look good. Had the most carries of any running back this week, and also the most yards of any running back this week.
Yeah, right on.
Which I guess this season I could say, right? He's the for 1 weekend. So
yeah, he's the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Right. Okay. All right, let's get to some waiver wires, Perry. I'm going to have to get some graphics set up on here, because I actually can on this one that we can both hear and see. So,
waiver wire.
Right? Nailed it.
Okay,
Nailed it. I'm going to use that as the sound effect when I make it now.
All right. I had a couple positions here. If you just want me to jump into it.
Yeah, I got a couple guys that I'm super excited about, and I didn't put them in any sort of order.
Okay. A quarterback. My favorite waiver wire quarterback pickup right now is Jameis Winston.
Although, yeah, everyone's.
Right. Although I feel it's a little early to be dropping whoever you started at quarterback or drafted.
Unless you drafted Fitzmagic.
Yes. Well done there. Yeah. Jameis Winston, right? I mean, you and I were both wanted this to happen. We wanted him to be the starter for this reason. Except I did not expect the efficiency. I expected something like 29 fantasy points, but I didn't expect it on how many attempts was it? It was nothing.
Yeah, I just read it earlier. Sorry.
He only had 148 passing yards, but he had 5 touchdowns, 37 rushing, which you love to see that. Yeah, really excited about Jameis Winston down there in New Orleans.
I'm trying to find this right now. Dang it!
I'll find it while you talk about your next your waiver pickup.
Well, also I think Sean Payton might be a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, he might be. I mean, everybody that's played quarterback down there has been fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. He went 14 out of 20 passes.
Yeah,
20 passes.
I was thinking it'd be 20 out of 53 passes for 5 touchdowns and 364
and 8 interceptions.
Yards. And we would have been just as happy.
Yeah.
but yeah. Okay. Who do you got?
Okay. I mean, so like I said, the 49ers, I'm going to talk about running back here that is owned in less than 9% of leagues, less than 5% on ESPN. And that's Elijah Mitchell. He was the lead back there. He picked up the offense super quick. That's the thing they like most about him. So he's already got a head start on Sermon. Hasty was undrafted. He's going to get his carries. It's not going to be a one running back system there. They're going to rotate through running backs, and hopefully they can all stay healthy.
I'm of the camp. I'm calling BS on the Trey Sermon doesn't know the offense talk. I'm calling.
And why was he scratched?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not there. I don't know, but there's some kind of weird coach speak there because he was fantastic in the preseason. And
yeah, but they kind of run a vanilla offense in the preseason too.
Yeah, I think maybe it was a pass protection thing or something like that. I think Trey Sermon is going to end up being the running back to own in that offense.
I'm already pivoting to Mitchell.
Yeah, San Francisco you and the rest of Twitter. So
well. San Francisco, they have no faith, or they don't put anything into your draft capital there, right? Like, look at Hasty. He was playing ahead of round 1-2 running backs in San Francisco when he was there last year.
Yeah.
So they don't put a lot into that. It's whoever's doing the best.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm not putting in a waiver priority on Mitchell.
I already have. So several. And then let's see. Okay, sorry. I was reading Joel's comment over here. All right, go ahead. You got another player, Perry?
Yeah, this one's my favorite running back waiver priority. That's Kenneth Gainwell. I'm excited about Kenneth Gainwell rest of season. I don't think Miles Sanders is that good, to be completely honest with you. Gainwell he had 2 catches on 3 targets, and he had 9 carries. He had a touchdown, so I think Kenneth Gainwell looked really good, and Miles Sanders is not who we hoped he would be. So
I think Miles Sanders is who we hope he is or think he is, but the Eagles don't seem to believe this. They don't want to give him a full workload. Yeah, and so that's all that matters. So I completely agree with you. Gaineswell, I've said this a couple times in the offseason that I thought he would have a bigger role than what people are thinking he's going to.
I believe in Kenneth Gainwell, and I also think that Miles Sanders were to get hurt for any reason, Kenneth Gainwell,
man,
is one of the best handcuffs in the league.
If Kenny Galladay misses any more time, then he's going to be the new Kenny G.
Okay, got it.
That's important.
That is, I guess.
No, but he's also owned in less than 10% of fantasy leagues as well. So he's probably out there on your waiver wire, which I gotta say, I was pretty proud when I started to do this, because I thought Tyson Williams was going to be on my list until I looked at how rostered he was. It was like almost 90%.
Yeah.
And I was like, good job, Fantasy World. Like, people picking it up, learning.
He looked really good last night, too.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anybody out there except somebody like Tyson Williams, right? If he is sitting on your waiver, put a lot of money down on him, put a lot of fab down on him. None of the guys that we talked about today am I willing to put a large amount of fab down. But everybody that we're talking about should probably be owned. So,
yeah. Next guy I want to talk about is Carlos Hyde, owned in 16% of fantasy leagues. Like I said, he was their leading back last week. I don't think that's going to be how it always is, but he's going to be a lot more relevant than where everyone thought he was going to be, and you'll be able to start him certain weeks. If you need a guy to plug in a flex spot on a bye week or whatever it is, you'll be able to throw him in there, and he'll get you some fantasy points, probably a lot of goal line work too. So yeah, I like him for those reasons.
Okay. And then one more running back that just should probably be owned. I don't know if I'm ready to start him yet. I want to see it happen a second time. That's Mark Ingram, 26 carries. I mean, any running back getting 26 carries, if that's going to happen consistently or even close to that amount, I want to own that running back. I can't believe that it happened. It probably shouldn't have happened, but it did. So please pay attention to Mark Ingram.
Yeah. The wide receiver that I really like, that you also really like, I know.
Yeah.
And I know like more people are finally starting to get on board on this, is Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
We've been saying that. Yeah. He's owned in about 25% of fantasy leagues out there. But I think he is going to emerge as the second option for Arizona eventually.
Right.
He was tied for third in targets last week, but I think that he's going to take that step.
He'll pass up Christian Kirk. I know Christian Kirk had a nice week. AJ Green got a lot of targets, but he'll be, I mean, come on. Christian Kirk will slowly move to 3, I believe, and Rondell Moore will be the number 2, just like you said. Rondell Moore was on my list as well as somebody to target.
I got a tight end.
Oh yeah, I have a wide receiver.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. Tim Patrick for the Denver Broncos. Nice. With Jerry Jeudy out, Tim Patrick, I'm not sure on his percentage owned right now, but somebody that I would definitely go grab if you were.
I have it up actually because he was one of my honorable mentions.
Oh, cool.
He's owned in 2% of fantasy leagues.
Okay, perfect. That's crazy. That's so much lower than it should be.
Yeah.
Tim Patrick's good. Tim Patrick saw work. Tim Patrick played well. And Jerry Jeudy is gonzo for probably 2 months.
So, the guy I got here, it's a little bit of a risk because of something we spoke about earlier. That's a wide receiver / tight end, Juwan Johnson, for New Orleans. So the reason why it's a little bit of risk is because they didn't throw the ball that much. So it doesn't give you a huge sample size to know, is this guy, or did he just get lucky, this week with a couple passes and a touchdown. So it's yet to be seen, but if you wait to grab him, you won't be able to. So if you need a tight end, then go ahead and grab him and see what happens. It could turn out great. It could, backfire horribly and suck for you. I forgot to mention this, Perry. On Sunday morning when we were talking about the games, I I had mentioned this, and man, I hope that this does come true, because I compared Tyson Williams to who was it? J-Rob from last year. I'm like, he goes undrafted, gets thrown into a role that he wasn't expected to get, and now he has the opportunity to become J-Rob. Like, let's see if this kid can capitalize.
I think the difference is that J-Rob was on a team that we expected very little from, and the Baltimore Ravens, we knew any running back that would get work there will be good. I don't know if Tyson Williams is a very, very good player. I mean,
you were fading J.K. Dobbins because of the quarterback.
Well, so here's the difference. I was fading J.K. Dobbins based on where people were drafting him.
Yeah, that's also true. I'll give you that.
Like, I know J.K. Dobbins was going to produce, but I knew his touchdowns were going to get sniped as well.
Yeah.
And the same is for Tyson Williams. That's going to happen, but I didn't have to put up the draft.
You got him free. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The only tight end I wanted to mention, because I just think for me, it's too early to start making moves at tight end, was Dalton Schultz. I know people really want Blake Jarwin to be the guy there, but it seems that Dalton Schultz is the favorite choice. He played 70% of the snaps. He had 6 targets. He only had 45 yards, but I mean, on that offense, if you're going to get 6 targets at tight end, I'm pretty good with that. I'll take that.
Yeah, one other
sniped by Latavius Murray. Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah,
that was. You hate to see it.
I saw someone on Twitter say that Latavius Murray runs like a door, and that imaging is just hilarious to me. And now, like, when I just imagine it constantly when he's running, and it's amazing. Thank you for that, whoever said that.
Runs like a door. I like that.
I can't help but imagine that now with like arms and legs. It's perfect.
Tom Brady runs like a chair.
An armchair.
Nice.
So I got one more wide receiver though, and that's Zach Pascal. Pascal. I'm going Pascal.
It's Zach Pascal.
Okay. So he's owned in 1% of leagues out there. TY not playing. He got multiple targets in the red zone. I think Carson Wentz only threw the ball 14 times to wide receivers. And he got the majority of those. So you like to see that.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that we're going to see a similar situation in Indianapolis where, I mean, you just don't really want to own a wide receiver. It might just be the tight end show like it was with the Eagles, which, I mean, fine.
It could be.
That just seems like Carson Wentz's kind of style of play. So.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it won't be, but I mean, if you have an extra roster spot, like with a player who got injured, Zach might not be a bad person throw on there, and just see what happens.
Cheers, Joel. Have a good day.
Yeah. See you later, Joel.
All right.
Yeah. And that's all the players I wanted to talk about. We got this done in under 30 minutes. Look at that.
Yeah. I just want to say there's nobody out there, like obvious waiver pickups that clearly aren't owned in most leagues, that you should be dropping a ton of fab on. I just don't think there is this week. Don't overreact to the players that you have on your bench. Don't overreact to the waivers available this week. There are going to be those big weeks that you don't, unless you're miss out on.
In one of those 10% of leagues that do not own Tyson Williams.
Yeah, right. Obviously, you're going to drop a lot of fab on him, but do not overreact to the waiver wire. Do not overreact to your roster. Start your studs. Don't trade away Ezekiel Elliott. Please don't do it.